Okay. Here you are just choosing console app. Let's choose the simplest there is. So it can be.
This one?
Yeah, it can be. This one. Yeah, console app. No matter what name, but we will just make a basic things in the Visual Studio. Okay, I will try to make it bigger. It should look like. Okay. Yes, it's looking kind of similar. It just have some console app 9 name as a namespace. That's agree. Then we have a class program that there is a static void main, and then we have console write. I have something more, but I can delete it to not disturb you. So the only thing which I want to introduce here it's console read key and console line. So, yes. Yeah, when you will be installing, you can follow me. Because most of you have this, so okay. Okay, so first of all, this is a classic C# console app. So Writeline will just produce some kind of the text in our program. The string is the text, and also to make a string, we need to introduce this marks. So here in between, we can start to make a text. So we have a hello here, and you see that there is a different color of it. So now if I will go for building solution, if you have build,
No, rebuild.
yeah, it's a rebuild or build, it will be okay. In the bottom, you will see that here he succeeded. One is succeeded, zero copied, and zero failed, and zero out of a date. So he ran this program, he checked all of the errors, but he didn't start it. To start it, we have to push the start button here. And this is generally also building the solution and then starting. So sometimes with the bigger software applications, it's better to build, see if there is no errors, and then click start. So it should be now on the screen hello. And since we introduce also the console read key, then he's waiting for us to click any kind of the key. So if I push any kind of the key on the keyboard, he will close. If I will put this one in the comment, I'm doing it by putting two slashes in the front. Now this line is not read anymore by the debugger, so it's generally invisible for the software. Then if I will run this, he will create the software, he will build the solution, he will run it, and after creating it, he will automatically close because he showed the hello and then disappear. So since we want to see what we are having there in this console write line, then it's a trick to make it console read key at the end of our software. Okay, we have a different kind of the variables in the C#. The first one is, for example, a string. If we will type string, the type of our variable is changing, or there are some strict words. String is one of them. And if we are using a string, it means that we want to create some variable. We can call it, for example, text1. Since text1 is turning to white color, this is not a strict word. And now we can create our we can create our hello here. Okay, I'll just take this one, Control X, Control V, and the semicolon at the end. So C# is reading everything from the start of the line till the semicolon. So semicolon is very needed in C# and very often on the beginning of your journey with C# you forget about the semicolon at the end. If I will type text1 here, this is already a variable, and you see when I am going with the cursor on it, it highlights also the text1 in the code one line higher. So generally this is doing exactly the same as we were doing. We can start the program. And we should have hello. Then to close this, we can just put any kind of the key on the keyboard. Okay, then this is how you introduce the strings, so the texts. The other variable is, for example, integer. So we can call it integer, and let's say this is number 1. And let's introduce 1 as a number 1. As a text, or I will just put here a number 1 as Writeline. In theory, Writeline, it's operating only on the strings because it should highlight the text. But C# per definition can shift integer or double into the string. So in this case, it should work. Yes, I have 1. You also should have it. And then we can combine somehow this word, this two. So we can say here the integer is, and I will put equality, and then I will just say text1 plus number 1. Is working? Yeah. Okay. So let's take the other type of the number. It's double, number 2. And this can be with comma precision. So let's put 2000, or sorry, with dot is like the toleration. And then let's try to put after 1 some kind of the number. And he already cannot implicitly convert double to integer. You see every kind of the error when it's showing, it's underlined by the red corrugated line. So we see that we cannot introduce this here. Okay, so let's put another one plus and number 2. Okay, and now you see that generally, although I give him a plus and here is a space, he didn't see it, and he just showed the 1 and 2.00213 just after the number 1. So we can either trick him by implementing an empty space in the apostrophes, between apostrophes. Let's see. Yeah, now we have a space. But the second idea is to create a new line for this text. We can do it by, I think the slash is in this direction. Let me check. Because I don't remember if it's this or the other. No, the other. So we need the slash in the other direction. It's this one. This will push the string into the next line. So we see that we have now 2.00213 in the next line. The other thing to achieve this is to use a console write line again. Write line, it's a little bit different than console write, because write it's always doing everything in one. Okay, I will just make this example to explain better. So this is one version. This is the second version. I will just start it. So now the difference is here that the write, it's not beginning with the new line. So here you see that it was this 12.00213, and then this write line move to 00213, so the number 2 in the new line. In this case, we didn't have a new line. So this is like a small thing. The most important thing here from you is that you can combine strings with different numbers by just giving a plus. Okay. The other thing which you should know, it's something which is called bool. It's already, you probably know it from the Grasshopper. For example, bool b1 can be true or false. And you see that the true word is already turning blue, so I cannot use it as a variable name here, but I can use it, it's forbidden. Also the false, it's forbidden, it's just restricted to using as a bool. Okay, then we will go into creating an list. C#. List we introduce by typing the list from big letter, capital letter. Then in the triangle brackets, we put the type of element. Let's go for integer. And I'll call it list ints. And then there is something which we have to put. It's the new. And then one more time list integer. And this is a proper declaration of the list. I will make these comments here, and because when I will send it to you, this file, you will have with the comments. This comment is not read by the debugger, so I can type anything I want. The important thing for you is just that we declare a list by putting type here and so on. Sometimes it's kind of the strange that we have to type here list integer and here list integer. The alternative version is to use var. Var, it's a name of variable, and generally the debugger have to think what it is. So if I will go for list ints 1, then I can create new list integer, and this is alternative version of declaration. You can use both, but on the beginning, I will to be consistent with the manual of C#. I will use this one. With variables, you have sometimes the problem with getting what is what later. Okay, let's create this list. So. How did you open this? No, it's the same. Okay.
Namespace name list.
Okay, try to type collection generic using system collection generic. So if you, okay, I will show you how to do it. If you put using here, then system dot, he is helping you, he should find collection, type C, yes. Then next dot and the generic. Now it starts to work. Yes. So,
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Okay, sorry for that. I thought it's per definition in the. Did it work? Good. For this one, we will see. Probably will not need it. So you can stay with just system collection generic. If something is not showing, just let me know. And then we would like to create a loop now and fulfill this list integers with the numbers from 0 to 10. So we will go for a basic definition of loop, for loop, for integer I equal to 0, semicolon, e lower than 10, semicolon, e plus plus, and then capital brackets. So this is a classic for loop. We have first an index, which will be responsible for looping over. So we say that e will begin from 0 until it's lower than 10. We should do e plus plus, which means e plus 1. So e equal e plus 1 is the same as e plus plus. So it means that every loop he will be adding plus 1 to e until e will be lower than 10 or not be bigger than 9. Okay, here it's important to put integer on the beginning.
Okay.
Because he will then not see that this is first declaration. Then you are not putting integer, and then it's up to you if you are using e plus 1 or I plus plus. I recommend to start to get used to this one because it's much faster to put and then. Okay. It's not finding 4 in your cases also. You found it 4. Yeah. I put the capital brackets.
Okay.
So. It's strange. Okay, let me see from which. Okay, then wait a moment. I will